Hey, y'all. Hey, good evening. I am Annette Latique, and I am your host here at Coach at Word on the Curve podcast. We were doing another segment for Coaching You For You, and sometimes I get distracted. But nonetheless, we're here at Word on the Curve, and I am happy to be here with you this evening. Thank you and welcome back. I hope you guys had a wonderful summer. Hey, Josh, I did. And I had a chance to travel Europe, which was pretty interesting. And that's a podcast for another day. But I'm here tonight because I wanted to stop by and tell you something. This is a biggie for me, right? I love when I don't have to worry about being careful with my words. I don't have to worry about what I say. When I'm around the right people, I don't have to worry about it. And no one is twisting what I say. There's no misconceptions. No one is looking for faults. Nobody. It's just vibing with people who see me and get me, right? And that's when I know I'm with the right people. And so that's what I stopped by to talk to you about tonight. We are all in situations with families, with friends, with employers, excuse me, with business partners. I want to remind you, I'm drinking green tea topic. We have those people in our lives sometimes that we always have to tiptoe around, you know? And we have to tiptoe around them because for every conversation and everything that comes up and everything that happens, my messy bun is messy too. And that's okay. I like it. But for those people that we have to tiptoe around, it becomes uncomfortable. You know, everything you say is misconstrued. There's a misconception about it. There is, twisting of your words. There is, this belief that if I said, oh, hey, there was a ton of people out there, it becomes, hey, there was a ton of people out there that don't like you. Just crazy stuff, right? But they're everywhere. And tonight I stopped by just to remind you that no matter who you're with and what's going on, be intentional, right? Be mindful. Don't be paranoid, but be intentional and be mindful. Pay attention to what's going on around you. And when necessary, respond accordingly, right? And so, here's what I want you to know. Here's what I've learned. After a few years, I'm pretty young, as an executive, as an elected official, as a parent, as a daughter, as a friend, as a coach. Here's what I've learned, right? People are going to be who they are, no matter where they are. And I don't care how much they work to present a certain image. Initially, the real person shows up. That's right. Initially, eventually the real person will show up. And so be mindful of that because that applies to us as well. That's right. That applies to us as well. But I love it when I can be around people and have vibrant conversations about everything and it be okay. I like that. I like when I can sit with people and I can learn from them. Because if I'm not learning in conversations in circle, that's not my conversation and it's not my circle. I want to learn something, right? From the cradle to the grave, we learn. But the point is, in many situations, especially at your place of employment, yeah, what your employer doesn't want you to know. Another topic for another day. People will twist your words, they will turn them around, they will flip them upside down, Add some hot sauce and barbecue sauce to it and roast it. That's right. They'll do that. They'll do that at the office. They'll do it in your social circles. They'll do it with your business partners. They'll do it with your family. Even spouses sometimes do it to each other, right? So we have to be intentional when we're dealing with people, and we have to be mindful of what we're talking about. And one of the hardest things for us to do when we're with the wrong people or are combative people are people who have a tendency to twist things. We don't know how to fight fair. We have to learn how to do that because everybody fights. And I don't care who it is, especially married people. I know I was married. We love to fight and go back and forth. And here's what I want you to know, it happens to everybody. That's right. So learn how to get in the right circles and get with the right people. It makes all the difference in the world. If you want to be a banker, why are you hanging out with a tax accountant? I know you think they're the same thing, but they're not. Know the difference. Be with people who help you grow. Be with people who help you grow, right? And when people twist your words and create all kinds of havoc and misconceptions and they're looking for fault, I want you to remember this as well. Those people who behave that way, it's not about you. That's something I had to learn. It's not about you, it's about them. Hydrate. That behavior is about them. So don't assume the role and don't participate, right? When you get in the mud, nobody knows the difference. So just recognize and respect that there are people everywhere, and all those people are not your people. They're not the right people for you. And you have to know what that is. I share it often with my family, especially with my daughters. You can't be married and all your friends be single. It's not going to work. Sooner or later, you're going to be influenced unintentionally with people, places, and things that you never even thought about before. Be mindful of that. Be with people who are doing the things that you're doing and look for the right people, not the people who talk about it, but the people who are about it, who are doing the footwork. Be with them, learn something from them. If you're married, get with an older couple and learn something. That's right. If you want to start a business, find a successful business person and learn from them. No matter what you want to do, watch the company you keep because it'll poison you. That's now and later. I don't care how old you are. Learning and becoming aware is something that we do uh, for our entire lives. So be aware, be mindful, be intentional, find the right people, build the right circles, and learn something. Yep. Let me tell you a little bit about what happens when you're with the wrong people. You get poisoned, right? And you can't figure out why you're uncomfortable. Because I'm going to tell you something. When you're vibing with the wrong people, or you think you're vibing and you're with the wrong people, your spirit, your internal stuff will shake you. It will. Your gut, your GPS, God's protection services will keep shaking you until you get it, right? You must be mindful of the people you're with because whether you know it or not, I don't care how brave you are, I don't care how smart you are, I don't care how much you've been exposed to. When you're exposed to the wrong people, they will influence you. That's right. So find your circle, make some new friends, do some new things. You know, start again, breathe and start again. It's never too late to improve what you're doing. It's not. It's never too late to learn new things. I've learned more about my business in terms of what I did, you know, for a career in retirement than I ever knew when I was working. And I thought I knew plenty, but I've learned so much because my mind is open to learning. Open your mind. Take that hat off, open your lid, get something, share something, learn something. The people, places, and things you associate with matter. So, if you want to be in love with the people you're associating with, look for people who are doing the things you're doing and doing them right. Or at least trying, right? Because nobody's perfect. We are all perfect, imperfect, every single one of us. So remember that. I know that as I travel, and I have the chance to travel a little bit more, and as I meet new people and experience new places and things, one of the things I know for sure is that the company you keep matters. I don't care how much you like them. Okay. And the other thing before I leave you that I want you to remember, don't believe everything you see and hear on social media. God said, confuse the enemy. Know who yours are. I want to thank you for joining me here this evening. My name is Annette Latigue. I'm your host here at Word on the Curb, and I am happy to be with you. Join us again next Wednesday. We have some exciting stuff coming up. We're changing the format a little bit, and that's okay. We're going to have more guests, and we're going to talk about more things. One of the things we're going to talk about, because Word on the Curb is we ignore this because everybody's afraid to have the conversation, right? Immigration. We're going to have that conversation. The pros, the cons, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Because here's what I know for sure: everybody deserves a chance. Everybody. And even a second chance. And depending on who you're dealing with, sometimes a third chance, right? But nobody has the right to storm our borders, no matter what's happening. America has to wake up, and we have to start doing some different things to help people who are struggling in other parts of the world. But we first have to take care of ours. I want to thank you for joining me. I'm looking forward to chatting with you on this immigration issue. It's going to be a hot topic. Some people are going to be offended. Some people are going to twist our words. They didn't hear that we said we want everybody to have a chance. The only thing they heard tonight was nobody has the right to storm our borders. So I'm going to repeat it: nobody. Thank you for joining me this evening. Have a great evening, and I'll see you again next week.